gave me one. BC wanted a tutorial on how I did my all pieces mode for Omega Prime. So hopefully my tiny cheapo turntable there actually holds out, because it is struggling. But this has been a great week for me actually, and it stopped. It's dead. This has been a great week for me actually, because I got 2 Grails. I've wanted an Omega Prime for a long time, and I've wanted that set of Digimon for a long time, Kaiser Greymon and Magna Garurumon, turn into Susanoo-amon, which they don't do, because I'm pretty sure they're knockoffs, and I don't really care for Susanoo-amon. And my turntable gave out again. But this is all pieces used Omega Prime. You might notice that the ladder is not on him, because the turntable's having enough trouble, and I'm pretty sure it would just get in the way of the spin. But it can connect. There are 2 pegs on the left arm, and there are 2 ports on the underside of this, which I have turned into, I assume, an official Canon mode. I don't know. I didn't read the instructions. I just did this. That can mount on his arm, and it will stay. I will say it was a little loose, so I did add glue, some really not quite super glue, into those ports and let them dry. I did not put any on the pegs because they're white, and I figured it would show up pretty bad. Man, that turntable gave out just at the right moment. But and it is tight enough. It held overnight. The night after I did it, you see I've got Prime's gun there, but we're not going to call him Prime. We're going to call him Fire Convoy, because there are enough Optimus Prime toys out there. Speaking of which, one of the reasons I wanted to make a video so bad about this, guy, is I wanted to talk about the continuity of Robots in Disguise. Well, I do consider it to be a pretty unwatchable show for the most part. What's interesting about it is that the Japanese original is, the last installment of the G1 continuity? But when they brought it over, they dubbed it to be a new standalone pocket continuity on its own. So they made Fire Convoy Optimus Prime, and they made God Magnus, Ultra Magnus. But I think we need G1 continuity dub names for them. So instead of RID, which is its own continuity, it should be Car Robots dub translated. Fire Convoy is perfect, I think. Perfect name, no problems there. But I don't want to call the other guy Ultra Magnus. And God Magnus kind of doesn't sound cool. God Bomber works, but that's because it sounds like he bombs deities, which is metal as fuck. So, kind of in the tune of the God theme, since this combined form is Omega Prime, I think in both continuities. It might be God something, actually, in Japan. But Omega Prime, for me, I'm going to keep it. So, Alpha Magnus. We've got Alpha Magnus and Omega Prime. Alpha Omega, God, you get it. I think Alpha Magnus is a great name. My son hates it, but he's 5, so what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and it gave out again. So, anyway, this is my used every piece mode. I've got the shoulder pads of, what is it? The Super mode. And the hands folded up in boxes plugged onto the elbow joints of Alpha Magnus, folded up on the back there. Now, those are typically folded down on the back, kind of flush with Omega Prime's butt. Normally, I turn them up in this mode to plug on those boxes. They kind of look like ammo. They're probably the worst part I would consider of every piece used mode. Can fold his butt pad down. I stuck those, the feet of the Super mode in their cluster launcher bomb thing formation. They're not very well connected on there, but it's just by one peg, but it's enough, I think. Woo! That was almost bad. I almost slid it right off the turntable. It's enough, I think. I mean, you're not going to be playing with this. If you're playing with this, you're mad. But yeah, so he's got leg launchers, the Fire Convoy gun there, and then on his, obviously he's got the sword, because I'm so glad that got unlocked. I mean, of course it was. Every tier on Transformers HasLabs gets unlocked. And then these guns, I think they were on the forearms of the super mode. And I just plugged them onto the forearms here. They pop off. They're just pegs. Obviously, I got blue bolts up there in the typical formation, I think. I think I did it normal. And I believe that's all the pieces that were not connected, aside from the gun, which I said before, obviously does stay connected. It's just not practical for the spinning setup. Now, what I did do is that's the chest and head of the super mode folded up in there. You can see how I plugged it onto the back of that platform of the ladder. And then the ears of the super mode I took off and plugged them in to those ladder ports right there. It just gave them the porcupine bend back, and then you got the guns on the front there, which, yeah. I think that more or less covers everything, except for the fact that I broke this. Yeah, day one, I broke it. So you actually can't achieve that seat formation. It's typically upside down. And I thought maybe it spun around, and in attempting to slide it out to make it spin, I just straight up broke it off. And I'll show you here. Oh, if I can get it, it's nice and tight. Oh, holy crap. Can't get it off. Okay, so the little seat just pops off now because I broke that. Can we focus, please? There we go. As I snapped that peg, that screw peg off. There we go. Sorry. And I'm actually kind of super happy. Like, this is a great break in my opinion. You can see where it broke there on the ladder. That white circle. Because if you see that sort of figure 8 shaped peg hole, that allowed me just to plug it in upside down from its normal formation. So normally it looks like this on the ladder section. And I can now turn it upside down so it kind of looks like he's piloting the gun mounted on the side of Omega Prime's gun thing here. So I don't know that in my mandate of use every piece, well, I wanted to put the headmaster in there, even though he doesn't get used in any other mode. And then you can see the superhead in there. One of the reasons I took the ears off was so that they don't get scratched inside of the ladder there. So yes, every single piece is used, and once again, the turntable has busted. It is not working. And actually, I even used every piece of the... Is it up? Is it up right now? I used every piece of the stand as well. I've got that stand there, and then I've got that stand being used there for my Digi-Angels. So, and I got the extra piece. So technically, between Omega Prime and some old Digimon toys, I'm using every single piece that came in that box right now. Oh, yeah. Any questions? Throw them down in the comments. Again, really informal little review of this thing. I think this is easily the best HasLab for Transformers they have put out. I do not think they are going to top this. I think the upcoming Leo Kaiser Combiner is going to fall short of expectations. I accidentally did not back it. I forgot to do it the night before because I have a bad memory, and I was kind of half in, half out anyway. So part of this is definitely wishful thinking on my part that it isn't great. But I also just think by looking at it, it's nothing special, especially for its price. So I would love to be wrong for the people that are looking forward to Leo Kaiser, but I definitely think in the days of HasLab, this is the peak for Transformers, and I cannot see that changing. Just on price alone, this thing is easily more valuable than the prior two HasLabs, Victory Saber and Deathsaurus, and it's basically them in a box like that. That much. You're getting that much, but a much higher quality and in a much more efficient package. Star Saber is a bit of a mess. I love it, but man, it is not great. It's not innovative. It's not up to the standard I think it should have been. This should be every HasLab. So for anyone wondering, there is the PhelesDragon, uses every mode, every piece, Omega Prime mode. All right, guys, have fun.